Hey guys, what's going on? Adam Snyder here with the Homemade Entrepreneur. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about how I've been buying books. And so this month, the month that I made over $4,815, just under 5,000, was actually the month of July. It was not August and it was not September. Those are the 2 months that I usually have the highest sales. Right now I'm shooting this, it's actually September 6th, so I have no clue exactly what my numbers will be for September. I know for the month of August, my sales were right around 7 to 8,000, or in profit, that's what I was doing, and I didn't want to show that, do those numbers, because that is not typical. A typical month is normally right around 4 to 5,000 in profit. So let's start with that. So first thing, choose books wisely. This is extremely important. Before I was buying books that were under 1 point or 2.5 million. Now I'm sticking to 1.5 million or under. The reason being, they move a little bit quicker, and as far as quantity goes, it makes it a little bit easier because I don't have a large amount of inventory just sitting at Amazon. All of the books that I sell through Amazon FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon. I do not do merchant fulfilled because I don't have the space, or I don't want the space to deal with all those books. Another thing, now I'm buying books that are in good condition or better. Before I was buying books that were in acceptable or better, and if you know anything about books, acceptable is the worst condition you can get. Good obviously is one step up, and obviously better is better. Before, if a book cost me $1 and I could make $2 off of it, I would buy it. Now, that's not really my strategy. My strategy is to buy books with a profit of $4 or more. That means if a book costs me $2, I want to sell it for $11.99. If a book costs me $4, I want to sell it for $14.99 or more. That's giving me my rough estimate of $4 per book, and those numbers are obviously just examples because every book weighs a different amount, and so heavier books cost a little bit more to ship. Bigger books cost a little bit more to house in Amazon's warehouses, so just have to keep that in mind. Another thing, buy large quantities of books. This is something that I've been doing a lot more lately, only because I've been having better luck buying large quantities than small quantities and just hitting the rock bottom numbers. What I've been doing is I will call the thrift stores ahead of time, see if they have books that are not moving, if they have books that have been sitting in boxes or bins in the back, and I will see if I can go through those. If a thrift store, let's say, has 10 bins of books that they have not even sorted through, I will scan them. I will scan one bin or one box, see roughly how much money I'm going to make off each bin, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be like, okay, this bin this is what I'm gonna make. I'll give you this much money for it, for each bin. So usually I'm coming out and I'm spending about 20 to 40 to $50. It really just depends. Normally it's right around 20 to 40, but sometimes I've been given they've had quality books nicely stacked in the bin, so I'll give them up to $50 for a bin. A bin normally has a few hundred, but it's not always the same, so just keep that in mind. Another thing, buy books by the Gaylord. A Gaylord is pretty much just a pallet of books. They're normally like 48 by 40 by 36, which is decent size. Normally you can get between 600 to, let's say, 1,500 books in a Gaylord. And a lot of times you're only spending maybe $100 to $180 per Gaylord, so it's really a good deal. And get yard sale donations. This is something I've been doing a lot in the summer months, only because that's when I see a lot of people having yard sales. I live in Washington State, so yard sales don't happen throughout the entire year. Just know, when a yard sale is getting over with, a lot of the people running the yard sale will just donate all their inventory because they don't want it. They don't want to deal with the hassle. So go get it. A lot of times it's free. Sometimes you got to pay a little bit just to get them to give it to you instead of somebody else. But in the end, you're making money. So get the yard sale donations. Something else I do, which doesn't really go with my buy large quantities, but I buy school books for profit. I put ads on Craigslist and Facebook, try to get school kids, college kids, to sell their books and to me instead of selling it back to the school. A lot of schools have the school book buyback program, which they give you very little for those books, and then they mark them up for the beginning of the next year. I can actually give more money because a lot of those books are extremely profitable. Another thing is check for quality. Quality does matter. A lot of people say, quantity over quality. That's not the case. I have a good mixture of both, but I like to make sure the books are quality. I avoid acceptable. I like good or better, like I said in an earlier slide. And as long as the book has very little markings inside the book, then I will buy it. If it has a bunch of markings, it's highlighted, people wrote their names on it, then that would be a book in acceptable condition, in my opinion. A book that's ripped and torn up, obviously I wouldn't even sell that. I also check that the binding is still in good condition. If pages are falling out, the binding is not in good condition, I would not sell it. Also, clean the book. Clean every book. Now, some people say, cleaning a book is just a waste of time. You're never going to make your money. It's not a good return on time. Now, time is a very valuable investment, but what I do is I use a wet wipe. So I have a pack of wipes. I have kids, so obviously I have wipes sitting around the house, around the office, or in my car, or wherever. I use a wipe it down, use a microfiber cloth, dry off the book, and that's it. It takes about 2 seconds to clean the cover of the book, and that's all I do. Okay? If the book is paper, if the cover is paper and not like a shiny film, whatever, I don't know what you call it, I will not use a wet wipe. I'll use the microfiber cloth, just clean it, get all the dust off, and that's that. It takes me, let's say, 2 to 5 seconds to clean a book. Not very long, and if you do it all in a row, if you clean, say, 200 books at a time instead of one, list it, do another one, list it, it'll save you a lot of time. You grab a book, wipe it off. Another thing I do, take a little blower fan thingy, and just blow the dust off. Sometimes that's all you need. And I only erase markings on high profit books. So if there's a pen mark on it and I can get it off, if I'm only going to make $4 on the book and it costs me, $2 to $3 to buy, I'm not going to waste my time, with a little eraser trying to get it off. A lot of people use alcohol, which works great. I don't do that on a lot of the books either, unless it's a high profit book. Like I said in the last slide, I mix quality with quantity. Those two combined are going to take you very far in the book selling business. And for the last slide, create a goal. It is very important to have goals. My goal, and I said this early on, was I created a quantity per day of how much I wanted to buy. It didn't have anything to do with sales or anything like that, because I was trying to build my business. I was trying to get a large inventory just in stock, and so that was what I was doing. Create a goal. Create a quantity goal. Also, sell a set number of books per day. That's a great goal. Doesn't matter what the price is, doesn't matter what your sales amount is, sell a set number of books per day. Also, try to find a new source each week that you can buy books. This is something I did very early on in my business. I sell all my books on Amazon FBA. Because of that, I was running out of sources to buy books. I was going to one Goodwill, I'd go to the next Goodwill, I'd go to a Salvation Army, maybe a Value Village, and I just kind of hop around from thrift store to thrift store, and I was seeing decent growth, but I was not seeing the growth I wanted to see. It was because I only knew of a handful of number of thrift stores that I could go to buy books. Now, by having a new source, adding a new source every single week, my sources are almost unlimited. I actually have not enough time to go to all these places, because now I have more sources than I actually have time, which is a good problem to have. Also, I like to buy one book on Craigslist per week. I do this because I put up an ad. I will spend a little bit of time, maybe a few minutes here and there, just looking on Craigslist, see if there's any new books that popped on, send the person a message, and try to negotiate. Negotiation is the key to making money on Craigslist. A lot of these people think their book is, just as good as buying it on Amazon, which it might be. But on Craigslist, Craigslist does not have the amount of viewers that Amazon does, so the likelihood of them getting the price for their book that it says on Amazon, but getting the price on Craigslist is highly unlikely. So, let them know you do sell on Amazon. You can give them the money right now. You can give them X amount of dollars. Let's say you're going to sell it for $100. Let's say they're asking $40 for it, which wouldn't be a bad deal. Let's say they're asking that, it's going to go quick, but you only want to give them 20. Let them know if they want to sell it. It's great. There's a lot of people selling books. You'll just go get the next one that pops on Amazon or on Craigslist, and they're going to lose the sale. You're still going to get your book. You don't care where you get it, but if you're right there, give them $20 and just see if they jump on it. A lot of times you pull that money out, say, okay, well, I got $20. That's all I have. If you want to take it, here it is. If not, no big deal. I'll just get a different book. A lot of times they take it. Okay, negotiate. Negotiation is key. Negotiate, negotiate, negotiate. If you don't negotiate, you're going to overpay for everything you buy. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. That is how I made almost $5,000 in just 1 month, in the month of July 2016. Just know, books are a great way to make money. I make a full-time income selling books. I also make a full-time income selling toys, full-time income selling used electronics. I try to make as many full-time incomes as possible by creating new business opportunities. I first started out selling clothing, first started out selling books, started out selling used electronics. All these things I started out as zero and built them up to what they are now. So you can do the same. It just takes time and takes perseverance. You got to be out there. You got to hustle. If you hustle, I guarantee you can make a full-time business out of anything you do. So if you guys have any questions, let me know, comment below, or send me a message over on Facebook, facebook.com/homemade entrepreneur. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys on the next video.